everyone, this is the Blue Demon. Welcome back if you aren't new to this channel, and welcome if you are new to this channel. Um, my video today is going to be about the Burning Sun scandal, and I'm going to be talking about the legal proceedings because I want to keep my video very brief and short, and that's because I have seen a lot of channels cover the Burning Sun scandal. However, it can be really difficult to process sometimes because I know for me, especially, long videos that are hours long can be really hard to process. So for today, I'm only going to be covering the legal proceedings of what happened in this case. I'm going to try keep it as brief as possible and as short as possible, just so everything I say can be easily processed. I will have a timeline on the screen as well to help you follow along. And thank you for watching my video. I just want to apologize in advance for the sound quality. I am just beginning my channel and I don't have the best mic. So once I get my channel monetized and I can get a better mic, and then hopefully the sound quality will be a lot better. Thank you for watching. Okay, so this video is going to be about the Burning Sun scandal, also known as the Burning Sun Gate. You may have realized that from the title of the video, or I may have mentioned it previously. It's going to be a easier to process video, so I'm not going to be covering all of the details of this case, just the very key points in the legal proceedings. Just so you know what happened to everyone. If you want to go into more depths about what happened to everyone, I can make another video on that, just let me know. So, the Burning Sun scandal. It was a 2019 scandal in Seoul of South Korea. It involved several celebrities, including idols of K-pop groups and police officials. Now, to talk about the nightclub itself, the Burning Sun nightclub opened at Meridian Seoul Hotel in Yeokseom-dong, Gangnam-gu on February 17, 2019. There was an upscale hotel that had just been replaced by the Ritz-Carlton Hotel and opened in September of 2017. This was months before the Burning Sun opening, to explain that this nightclub was attached to a hotel. The nightclub was often called Seungri's Club due to its affiliation with K-pop idol Seungri, formerly of Big Bang. Now, to talk about my own experience with K-pop, I got into K-pop back in 2016, 2017. My first group was BTS, so I was an ARMY to start off with, but I would only really listen to BTS until it came to 2016, and I thought I should broaden my horizon in a sense. So I got into Blackpink, Card, and Big Bang. My bias in Big Bang was always their song, so I never really paid attention to Seungri, but I don't know if it was a gut feeling or a sixth sense, but I always just felt something off. Like whenever I saw him, there was just something off. I don't know what it was, but I think it's the main reason I never stand him, and I am glad that I didn't after this scandal came out because he is an awful, awful person. Seungri was a co-founder of Yuri Holdings, which is a shareholder of Burning Sun Entertainment that operated the club. Now that that's out of the way about what the nightclub is, who owns the nightclub, Seungri's affiliation with the nightclub, I'm going to be moving on to the actual timeline. I'm going to put up a timeline at the bottom of the screen, and then I'm going to be briefly talking about what happened on each of these occasions. Just to be clear, this is a very briefed explanation of what happened with mainly only the legal proceedings, kind of to show how these perpetrators really deserved a lot more punishment than what they got, and how a lot of these idols, especially Seungri, got off easy with what they did. So, on February 26, 2019, SBS published KakaoTalk messages from an unnamed source. The messages, which would become part of the Burning Sun scandal, showed Seungri directing staff at a nightclub he owned to bring unwilling AFAB people for the club's clients. On March 11th of 2019, the second set of KakaoTalk messages were from a lawyer, Bang Jung-hyun. His source was a whistleblower who was repairing Jung Jun-young's phone and saw the messages. The conversation showed not only the many crimes but also police corruption. The top police officers were on Seungri's side. Bang had forwarded the messages to the Anti-Corruption and Civil Rights Commission in February of 2019. A tamper-proof device called a hash code verification was embedded in them. Therefore, the messages could not have been manipulated, and this was reported by SBS. On this day, Seungri left Big Bang. March the 12th, 2019. Jung Jun-young was booked as a suspect in charges of illegal hidden camera filming and sharing. March 13th of 2019, SBS reported allegations that police had tampered with evidence in Jung's 2016 drunk driving scandal. March 14, 2019, Jung and Seungri were called into Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency. Young Jun-hyung of Highlight and Choi Jong-hoon of FT Island announced their retirement, following speculation that they were in Jung's chat rooms. March the 15th, 2019, Lee Jong-hyun of CN Blue admitted to viewing videos and commenting on them. Text messages revealed that he also wanted to partake in the scandal. March 21st, 2019, Jung Jun-young was arrested for charges under Act of Special Cases concerning the punishment. He was fully sentenced on April the 17th, April the 2nd through to April the 10th, 2019. More people were found who were involved in the crimes, such as Roy Kim, Kangin of Super Junior, Jung Jin-woon of 2AM, model Lee Chol-woo, and Eddie Kim. April 2019. The first victim filed police complaint. The complainant alleged that after passing out, she was taken advantage of in a Daegu hotel room in March of 2016 in an incident that was filmed by the group. The cases were assigned to SMPA's Women and Juvenile Affairs Division, who have expertise in crime against women. Choi was arrested on May the 9th. He was charged under the Act on Special Cases concerning the punishment. Jung pled guilty to 11 cases of illicit filming and sharing where he offered to settle with the victims. On May 17th, SMPA referred this case to the prosecutors. The ninth trial on November 13, prosecutors recommended prison sentences for each of the perpetrators. They were 7 years for Jung, 5 years for Choi, 10 years for Kwon, 10 years for Kim, and 5 years for her. Prosecutors requested that they be restricted from working with minors for 10 years and undergo treatment programs. On November 29th, the court sentenced Jung to 6 years and Choi to 5 years. 5 years restricted from working with minors and 80 hours of the treatment program. On December 6th, 2019, Jung and Choi and Kim all had submitted appeals to the court for their convictions. On January 30th, 2020, Jung and Choi were indicted by prosecutors on more charges. Jung for allowing women to be taken advantage of, and for Choi for bribing police officers during his drunk driving incident in February of 2016. The cases for Roy Kim and Eddie Kim were dropped, and on April 3rd, Jung was fined 1 million won. On May the 12th, Appellate Court reduced the prison sentences for 3 of the defendants. Jung's from 6 years to 5, Choi's 5 years to 2.5 years, and Kim's from 5 years to 4. Jung and Choi were denied probation, mandated to attend treatment programs, and restricted from working with children and teens. They both appealed, but their sentences were upheld. On August the 12th, 2021, Seungri was sentenced by the military court to 3 years in prison term on 9 charges relating to the Burning Sun scandal, one of which was violation of the Act on Special Cases concerning the punishment. As part of his sentencing, his personal information was reported to the government's crime registry with employment restrictions. Seungri's case concluded in a military appeals court in January of 2022, with reduced prison sentence of 1.5 years and a fine, based on an admission of guilt and reflection on all 9 charges. I just want to say that I am honestly disgusted by all of them. Being a K-pop fan myself, it really gives you, like, this whole case really gives you like a reality check that your idols aren't who you think of them to be. Like, all that we see are the images that the company gives them, or the images that they want to portray for themselves. We don't actually see the person underneath the image. And it is disgusting that due to the parasocial relationships built up on this image of Seungri that he had created for that many years, people to this day are defending him for what he did when he really should not be defended at all. He knew what he was doing. He's a grown man. He knew what he was doing, but he still did it. He had no remorse. And you can tell he had no remorse because he joined the military to lessen his sentence, from what I hear. Not only that, but they reduced the sentence so much that he wasn't then um, known as a perpetrator. Because in order to be a perpetrator, you have to be in prison for a crime for a certain amount of time. But he was released just a couple days before it hit that time. And I honestly just think it's really disgusting. Because he knew what he did was wrong. He knew he was doing wrong. Obviously, he knew. There's no way that a grown man did not know that what he was doing was wrong. You can come at me in my comments and be like, yeah, he does have remorse, he did care, but he didn't. And you can't convince me otherwise. He didn't care. He tried to reduce his sentence. Just to highlight on one of the perpetrators who were part of the Burning Sun scandal, Young Jun Hyung. This is honestly really disappointing that it's another thing with the parasocial relationships. But not only that, like it's Hyuna. Hyuna was an inspiring face of women empowerment in Korea for years. So many women looked up to her, like the young, the middle-aged, the elderly, just every woman looked up to Hyuna because she was the like embodiment of women empowerment, you know? She was always fighting against of women and protecting young idols all the time. That's all she was. Like she protected idols. She had this image of women empowerment. I know I'm repeating a lot. I'm just like really shocked, honestly. Because you would not expect this from someone who has been protecting women in the industry and women in Korea for this long. She posted an image on her Instagram where she was holding hands with Young Jun Hyung with a suggestive caption showing that they were in love. This is the same Young Jun Hyung who was part of the Burning Sun scandal. Left highlights saying that he had watched an illegally filmed video sent to him by Jung. And he also admitted to commenting on this video after watching it. And it was a video of a woman who was being taken advantage of by Jung. He admitted to being part of the scandal. He admitted to doing this whole disgusting thing. And for Hyuna, someone who has an image of women empowerment, to then go behind everyone's backs, to be honest, and start a relationship with someone who admitted to being part of the Burning Sun scandal and admitting to partaking in the activities of the Burning Sun scandal is just disgusting. It's just so hard to like comprehend that, you know? Because well, it's not hard to comprehend it because obviously idols aren't who we see because they are just the image. Like we only see their image, we don't actually see the person behind the screen, behind the image. But so does that mean that she was just upholding this image for years, but she never actually believed in it? She never actually thought anything of it. She just ruined her entire career, and I can't help but wonder if there's a something behind it because how can someone knowingly she knew there's no way she did not know the Burning Sun scandal was huge. I'm pretty sure it was covered on all news like outlets because Seungri was like a really big idol, so it would have been covered on news outlets everywhere. So there is no way she did not know that Young Jun Hyung was part of the Burning Sun scandal. And for her to ruin her entire career over one guy. And it's not even just any guy. Like anyone who would end up with Young Jun Hyung would most horrible person ever. But Hyuna? I'm glad Dawn got away. I just remember those days where everyone was cheering Dawn and Hyuna on when they left Cube Entertainment. And it's just to go from that to this, I'm glad Dawn got away. I honestly am. But I'm just sad for Dawn because he had just started his career in Pentagon and he left for Hyuna. With regards to parasocial relationships, I can understand idolizing your idol. I can understand that completely because I idolize idols too. But for someone to completely back up their idol without getting any information, without truly seeking out the evidence and proving that their idol is innocent with actual facts rather than just believing that they are. It can be so dangerous sometimes. And I think in the K-pop community, it really shows how it can be really dangerous because if you think about it, like if you think back to Sujin in G-Idol, for example, someone she knew came out with a bullying allegation against her. Cube Entertainment did not do anything to back her up. They just let her leave the group. And everyone immediately believed the victim. And I understand how, in some cases, it's important to believe the victim as well. But I do think that in some cases, like Sujin's, for example, it can really destroy like a person's whole career. I really think that they should have done a whole police investigation into the Sujin's bullying allegation because obviously and now we know it's not true because they revoked their statement. But the fact that they did that to make Sujin leave the group, and Sujin did end up leaving the group because of that. But then you have things like this where people fully believe in this image that Seungri created for himself for years, to the fact that they don't believe, even though he's been fully convicted of these crimes, he was in jail, he was jailed for these crimes. People still want to believe that he's innocent, that he didn't do any of this. So I truly believe parasocial relationships can be really, really dangerous sometimes. There's nothing wrong with idolizing your idol. You can idolize your idol all you want, but just don't think that they are the best person out there just because that's what you see from their image. We don't know the person behind the screen, especially if they go to court. If someone comes out with allegations against them, don't fully believe the victim, but don't fully be against your idol at the same time. You know? You should wait for more evidence to come out. You should wait for the police to do their investigation. You should wait for people to do what they need to do. Like on at the end of the day, we're just fans. That's all that we are. And I really don't think it's right to like believe in these parasocial relationships as if it's true when it isn't. It isn't true at all. And another thing I want to cover is parasocial relationships. They are not only very dangerous, but they can get very harmful to the idols as well. Like, idols, at the end of the day, are just people. These people want to have relationships with other people, and it's not right for the fandom to decide what a person, what a grown person, a grown adult can and can't do. That's not right for a fan to decide. We're just fans. So if an idol comes out that they're in a relationship, everyone should fully support them. They're people at the end of the day. I remember the whole when Chen released a statement that he was going to get married and he was going to have a kid. There were so many people hating on him, telling him to leave EXO, telling people camping outside of SM Entertainment, telling to kick Chen out of EXO. I am so glad that they never did that. I'm glad that Chen's still part of EXO. And I'm glad that he found his happiness. But what I don't understand is people who don't want their idol to find happiness. Don't you want them to be happy? Is that what you're saying? Because that doesn't really make any sense to me. Because as a K-pop fan myself, I want my idols to be happy. I want them to be happy and healthy and well. That's what I want for them. Thank you for watching my video if you made it to the end. I am just beginning my channel, so sound quality may not be 100%, but I'm going to try to, once I get monetized, I will try to get a better mic. And let me know in the comments if there's any other topics that you want me to make videos about that you think need more coverage. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos, which will allow me to continue making videos like this. And if you want me to make more in-depth video about the Burning Sun scandal, please let me know about that as well. Thank you for watching.